Whether it makes you laugh, cry, scream, or fly, there's a song for every emotion.
Oh, wow.
We're Mike and Priya, and we talk about the songs that make up the soundtrack to your life. Because
fun.
life is in the lyrics.
Got that right. Reunited and it feels so good. That's right, little listeners. I'm back in the T-Dot and in the studio with Mike. And you know what, folks? It is true. There's no place like home.
Oh, well, it's good to have you back, Peanut.
Aw, thanks.
You were missed. The podcast missed you.
Well, not really, because we still released episodes. Nobody knew.
I know, but it was really weird not recording.
For a long time, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and now that we're back here, it kind of feels like, oh yeah, we haven't been gone for so long. But during that time, it was like, we used to do this every week.
Yeah. Used to. Last year. Oh, no, actually, it wasn't January. No.
Did we
actually,
record an episode in January? I think maybe we did one episode before I left.
Right. Yes. I think that was it. And then the rest we did in last year.
Holidays. Last year.
And then we did that remote one.
Yes, we did.
And I made a mistake in that because I said in the intro, I said, oh, it's our first episode of being in the studio and then people being remotely. But that wasn't true.
No, well, yes and no.
Okay.
Because we did one where we talked to Neil and Tracy.
Yeah.
But I meant where we were split up.
Yes. Yeah.
Because we're usually able to see each other's faces.
What do you mean you meant? I'm the one who said it.
But I wrote it. I wrote the
right.
script.
Yeah, I read that from the script.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
You just did as you were told, like a good little boy.
Like a good little bitch. Yeah.
You said bitch, I didn't.
I know. I know what you're thinking.
Don't you dare put words in my mouth, mister.
Okay.
Mr. Mike.
All right.
Okay.
Only you get to do that. Well, listen, how does it feel to be home?
Well, once the jet lag is over, I will let you know, but it's great. I mean, I'm glad that I got back right after the cold snap was over. It was well timed on my part.
Yeah. Winter is in full force. You really missed that storm and all the other stuff.
No,
but
so
let's not talk about weather,
No,
okay?
let's
Because
not.
I don't really like talking
Whether
about
or
what's going
not.
on. Whether or not.
No, okay. We are actually recording this on camera.
We are. Yeah, we're going to give it a try. I don't know if we're going to do anything with it,
Hi.
but
And Mike has placed his microphone arm directly dissecting my body.
Where else am I going to put it?
Can you move it down a little bit? And
Oh, the dust.
oh lordy, yeah. Does the arm not go upward?
It's just the way it is.
That's
just
whatever.
That's
Fine.
just the way it is.
Fine.
What it is.
Fine. Okay. Let's get on with it.
So we did a little recording just now.
Yeah.
We're going to see how those turn out and maybe post them to our Instagram.
Well, we're definitely going to post them.
Yeah.
Whether or not we post the
The bloopers as well.
the 4 or 5 attempts before the final attempt.
Yes. Yeah.
I think we should at
You
least
have a lot
some
of
of them.
patience. A lot of patience for the non-talent in the room.
No, I mean, I think it was hilarious. I just think the whole thing looked funny.
Yeah.
And, it's all in theme with this week's episode.
It is. Yes.
Of course, it's our love month, Mike.
It is. It is. Episode 3 of our Love Month.
Yeah.
Last week's episode was Love of Music, but it was travel music.
Travel music, travel tunes. Yes.
Little listeners, if you haven't heard that one.
Here comes a plug.
Little listeners, if you haven't heard last week's episode or the previous episodes, you can by clicking.
Boring.
Priya, we have to promote the podcast.
Okay.
It's a part of what we
You
do.
know what's happening when you keep promoting it?
What?
It's basically inbreeding, okay? We're promoting it to the same people who are already listening. So we're not actually promoting it to anybody else outside the group.
How do you know that we don't have new people or people out there listening?
Well, I would love
That have never
if they
listened
would
before.
just slide into our DMs and let us know if they're new.
Oh, look at that. And how would they do that?
Well, they would just go onto the
Insta?
find our handle.
What is it?
It is The Little Podcast.
That's LIITL podcast.
Obviously. And then just slide in.
Yeah, I love the way he got all
You
4
gotta get
fingers as you're
I
sliding in.
mean, you know what? You can't go all 4 fingers at once, though. Just ease into it.
No. The other way that they can connect with us is...
I'm swallowing
Okay.
for the first time in my life. No.
Jeez. She is back and she is in
I
full
didn't even
force.
expect it to be like this.
Oh, God.
It just comes so naturally to me.
You said come.
Oh my God.
All right. You can
Jeez.
also email us at lifeisinthelyrics at gmail.com.
Gmail.com?
Com.
Okie
Lordy,
dokie.
lordy. Okay.
Okay, folks, we might as well get into it. Do we need to do any banter and catch up? Do you have anything important you would like to illuminate me or the listeners with?
Well, there's one thing I wanted to tell you.
Please.
And that is, Dawn and I went out for dinner with some friends. And the one friend, Scotty, was telling me about a bar in the Junction called Under the Alpine.
Okay.
Have you heard of this place?
No.
They have weekly karaoke night.
Tell me more, Mike.
And
I'm
that's
suddenly
all
very
I'm going to
interested.
tell you. So we're
What?
going to have to go
What, are they themed? What night of the week are they? Like what?
Friday nights
Okay.
every week, apparently.
In the Junction. That is like the Bermuda Triangle of Toronto to me.
Is it?
I feel like that place, it just doesn't make sense where like Dundas and Bloor intersect.
Yeah.
It's very confusing to me.
Yeah.
And then Kiel is there all of a sudden. How the fuck did we get to Kiel? You know? Like,
Well, here I was thinking that me finding out that there's a weekly karaoke
Yeah.
would be like brain explosion for you. But
Well-
really all you can care about is the intersection of the roads.
I get confused going into that area. I'm not
Yeah.
going to lie. So
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, do I want to wade into Area 51 of Toronto and just disappear somewhere into the Junction? But you also
For
are not willing-
karaoke, you would.
Yeah, I will. But can you not? You don't have any more details to share?
No.
What makes it special?
That it's karaoke and they have weekly karaoke. It's basically
That is good enough for me.
yeah, Scotty said that it's amazing. It's so much fun.
Okay.
So I thought we'd go and try it out.
I think we should.
It's a date.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Should we do it this Friday? Let's
Yeah.
talk. We'll talk.
Yeah,
Okay.
let's talk
I'd do
about it. Okay. All right. Other than that, no, I mean, I was going to, on my notes, I've got, what's happened since I
Yeah.
last spoke to you? Well, threw my back out again.
Oh, Mike.
Yeah.
How did you do that?
Combination of exercise.
Were you trying to recreate scenes from the show that we're about to talk about?
Oh, the things I could say about that, but I'm not going to. It was snow shoveling and it was exercise. So basically boring.
Yeah.
Let's just go into what this episode is about.
Right. That's right.
Little listeners.
Okay. Because we are talking all about the show that's taken the entire world by storm.
So I've been bantering on about this. I think every day, every episode I've asked you, have you seen Heated Rivalry yet?
Yes.
And what has your answer been?
Not yet.
Not yet.
Not
Right.
yet. But
But
ask me today.
have you seen Heated Rivalry?
Of course I have. Mike,
Yeah.
I'm not a fucking idiot.
You binged when you got home, didn't you?
I binged it
From your
in
trip.
like a day and a bit. Like I
Yeah.
watched 4 episodes in one day and then the other 2
Yeah.
the next day.
Well, little listeners, this episode is going to be Heated Rivalry.
Yes. Yes.
The music, our thoughts on it,
Uh-huh.
and if it's anything like the billions of posts that are out there about this show, it's going to be
insane.
riveting.
It's going to be riveting
My
podcast
sister-
material.
So I was talking with my sister, and I said something about Heated Rivalry, and she's like, "Oh my God, you and your Heated Rivalry."
Has she seen it?
She started watching it.
Okay.
Oh, that was why, because I asked her if she had watched it yet. I sent her a text. That's what it was. And then she started watching it.
And now she's obsessed.
Yeah.
It's hard not to be obsessed with this show.
I know. It's amazing.
It really is. Okay, but
Okay.
before we get to that, let's just take a moment to acknowledge another show that was possibly an integral part of some of our listeners' young adult lives, as I know it was for me, and that is Dawson's Creek.
I
Because
don't want to wait for our lives to be
I
over.
want to know right now, what will it be?
Yeah.
As soon as I hear those words, like, doesn't it just take you back
Yeah.
to a time and a place? Like, that's the thing about music, which we talk about all the time, but
Yeah.
it really does take me back to that show, which made megastars of all of the actors, maybe possibly with the exception of Dawson. I don't think his career actually was quite as big as the others, unfortunately.
Who?
James Van Der Beek.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, he was in a bunch of movies after that. Not Fatal Attraction, Laws of Attraction or something like that. And he was in a football movie.
I don't know that he actually had as bright a star, maybe I should just say. He worked for sure, and then he was in a show called The Bee in Apartment 43 or something.
Right, yeah.
But as I'm sure everybody has heard, James Van Der Beek, we have lost this amazing talent and who just seemed like a really lovely person too. And have you seen his family? Like
huge, yeah.
6 kids.
Yeah.
Golden kids, all of them. But just a sad loss of this person. And a show that, really was huge for me. I loved that show. Did you watch it? Were you
Yeah,
Dawson's Creek
I
fan?
remember watching that show.
Were you Team Pacey or Team Dawson?
Pacey, yeah. I liked Dawson, but I thought he was a bit...
Too earnest?
Earnest, yeah, too earnest. Yeah.
You know that Steven Spielberg donated $25,000 to the GoFundMe that has been launched to help his family because unlike what most people think, like all actors are not insanely wealthy, and he really didn't have any funds left after all his cancer treatment and stuff. So some people got together to raise funds for his family.
Yeah, it was nice.
Yeah.
This is really a downer.
Depressing. Okay.
It's like a downer. So I have been chomping at the bit
Yes,
to want
I know
to talk
you have.
about this.
I know. I bet you've been chomping at the bit and at other things. Okay, let's let's
you are
get
so
on
bad.
it. Well,
oh my God.
Okay, it's gonna get hot up in here. Heated. Mike, I
Yeah.
know you've been wanting to talk about this forever, so I'm gonna let you
Okay.
go.
So you finally watched.
Yes, I did.
And immediately I can tell our little listeners that you were hooked immediately because you started sending me texts.
I did.
And there was one of them that was in all caps. And
That
it
was very recently.
I fucking love this show.
That's right.
Exclamation mark, exclamation mark.
Yeah, that was Wednesday. I think that's when
Episode 5.
I finished watching episode 5 on Tuesday, and I said, just
Okay.
finished episode 5. I'm all teary.
Yeah.
And then Wednesday, when I finished it, I said, I fucking love this show.
Yeah. Little listeners, if you haven't watched Heated Rivalry, you'll probably...
Watch it.
Oh,
sorry.
Let's look. Yeah. Hello?
Yeah.
Look at who's like
Just
giving the advice now.
Don't gloat, Mike. It's not
I'm
a good
not
color on
gloating.
you.
I'm just saying. I'm just
You're
saying.
gloating.
I have been trying to get you to watch this show for how long? And
Long time.
why did it take you so long though? Like why you seemed resistant.
Yeah, I was resistant, and I'm not sure what the resistance was.
Is it because you don't like being told what to do?
No, I don't think it was that, because like everybody was saying what a great show it was. I just don't think I was in the correct mood for it. And I know that about myself. Like I know with certain kinds of shows and stuff, like I haven't watched, irrelevant really, but I haven't watched the final episodes of Stranger Things, for example, because I'm just not in the right mood for it.
Well, so what changed for you to start watching the show then?
I think, so I got back from my vacation / family trip. And I was just, I had like very little on my plate, emotionally, mentally, just in terms of like planning and actual things to do. And I was like, now I have the time and sort of the headspace to just binge this show and enjoy it.
Okay.
And I did.
Yeah.
I just think before the trip, I was just too focused on like everything I had to do. I was really stressed out, and I didn't think I was going to be in the right frame of mind for it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yep. Well, I started seeing promotions for it on Instagram months ago. Like in this, I think it was in the fall or the summer.
Okay.
And I was like, and I always, if there's any sort of interesting gay themed television or film, I do. I mean, the algorithms certainly, they know me. So they promote it to me. But if it looks good, it's something that like it's on my radar.
Right.
So when it came out, they released the first 2 episodes and I was hooked. Obviously.
So you watched it before all episodes were out? Like you watched it weekly?
I watched it weekly.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And let me ask you though, because I don't take you as a hockey person. So was it just that it was gay themed and you're like, I'll give it a shot? Or was it the reactions it was getting online?
Yeah, it was a combination, I think. It was the way the promos were set up. It wasn't really about, well, I guess maybe hockey might have been because it's kind of taboo, right? Like, I think the appeal for me was that it was a combination of a gay theme with a sport that is not the kind of sport that you would relate any kind of gay themes or gay content.
Are there any sports you would relate to gay themes or content? Like, are there any sports that there are well-known gay athletes?
Well, figure skating.
Okay, come on, man.
No,
that
but that's like a gay sport.
yes, okay,
Yeah.
yes, but that
Well,
okay.
it's not a gay sport.
No,
I don't
it's not
mean
a
that.
gay sport.
It's a sport that there have been athletes that have come
Right.
out.
I don't want to court controversy, but when I'm saying sport, I guess I'm talking about like team sports, not
right.
just dancing around on ice. And
I'm
I
sure-
fucking love figure skating.
I'm sure the figure skaters will tell you that it's more than just dancing around
right.
on ice.
I can't stand up on skates, so I have
Yeah.
I have utmost respect for quads and double lutzes and all of
All
those
that
triple
jazz, yeah.
axles and but I mean like I meant real like team sports.
Team sports,
Yes.
yeah. I don't know. I'm not sure. I mean, I know there's like gay rugby teams. There are in Toronto. Is a gay hockey league, and it's very popular.
Okay.
So, it's just I don't know. I saw the advertisements, and it looked like something that, again, the marketing looked really good.
Right.
So it looked like, oh, this is going to be a good series. Like it's going to be a good story.
So this came out on November 28th in Canada, and we are recording on February 15th.
Yes.
So sorry, I have to do my math on my fingers because I can't count how many months that's been. In less than 3 months,
Yes.
this little Canadian show,
yeah.
proudly Canadian show,
Mm-hmm.
spearheaded by the fabulous Jacob Tierney, has just taken over the entire zeitgeist.
Yeah. Globally, it is massive.
Yes. And of course, we are not a podcast that talks about TV shows,
No.
but we have done an episode before on soundtracks, maybe a couple of episodes on how music interplays with film and TV.
Yeah.
And this one, because when I was watching it with the subtitles on. I sometimes do that because the sound isn't necessarily on the TV, whatever, it might not be so clear. And I enjoy that sometimes you get little snippets, you read snippets that you don't hear in the dialogue. So especially with the lyrics of the songs. And so that's when I was like, oh, these are really well placed song choices.
Yeah. Yeah.
And also the musical score.
Yes.
Also fabulous.
It's incredible. I am obsessed with this artist, Peter.
I know.
His score, what he created for this show, it's just so perfect for every scene.
Yeah. And it was his first time creating a score for any kind of, because he's not he's an artist, like he's a singer-songwriter, musician, but he's not a composer of TV and film scores. So this was the first time he had done that. And do you know how he was lured onto the project?
Jacob Tierney was listening. He was like, he was obsessed and listening to his album, starts with an E, Etienne or something like that. And he was listening to it while he was writing the show. And he thought that it would be a great.
But do you know how he actually contacted him?
No, I don't.
He slid into his DMs.
Oh, his DMs. Yeah. Well, that's how Jacob contacted the author of the books as well.
Amazing.
Slid into her DMs.
So maybe all your schlepping, your like.
I told you.
Yeah. Okay. Well, anyways, I thought that was just really cute that he just said, "Hey, I think you'd be awesome for this." And then Peter was like, "I've never done this before," but just the way Jacob sold it, he was really excited about it, and here we have an incredible success story. So
did you read? So you've read up about this composer, then this artist?
Yeah, I mean, there's very little about him on Wikipedia. But I did read a few interviews that I could find. I thought there would be more, to be honest. Not a ton of interviews, but yeah, I did read some. And I loved hearing about his process because it's very different to compose music for a film as opposed to just composing music from your own experiences or something that sparked something in yourself, right?
Yeah. I read this one article where he was talking about how in preparation he watched a couple of hockey movies to try and get himself in that kind of headspace or creatively think about what the score could look like. And he had created a bunch of work.
Yes. That he then had to throw out.
Yeah, but then he ended up not using them because when he started to see the visuals, it didn't feel right.
Yeah, those visuals.
And I loved how in this one article, he said something like the visuals really surprised him because it was much softer. He was thinking it was going to be more like he needed fast paced and, action kind of music. And he was pleasantly surprised at how soft and kind of, he didn't use the word sweet or romantic, but that was those were the words
right?
that I was thinking of. Yeah.
He did throw out most of what he composed originally, except for 2 themes, he said.
Yeah.
And then the other thing that I thought was interesting was that they didn't even use any of his own songs. He said that there were certain songs of his that he would have maybe used.
Oh, right.
But he had to then kind of surpass his own previous compositions.
Right.
To come up with something that was really, really worked with the story.
Yeah. So before we go too deep into the music.
Too deep?
I said to you when I suggested that we do an episode on this, I said something about Easter eggs. Do you remember me talking about Easter eggs?
I do remember you saying that, and I did not look that up.
You didn't look up the Easter eggs?
No, now I'm curious. Okay.
So there are quite a few, and Easter eggs is one term to use, but I think it's also the way Jacob set up the shots and used the content and created connection between things that were happening from scene to scene and episode to episode.
Okay.
On the internet, of course, there's like tons of conversation about this show.
Yeah.
And one of the theories is that Shane's jersey number 24 is an Easter egg.
Okay.
Because in Brazilian slang, 24 is a slang for homo.
Really?
Yes.
Interesting.
Apparently.
Okay.
Rachel Reed, the author, she has been quoted confirming that had nothing to do with his number, that it was, she apparently is very active on a Discord community. And she said the number was, it actually came from her Discord community. They thought it would be a great number for a jersey. So
that's kind of neat. So that was a false Easter egg.
False Easter egg, but I thought it was interesting that the kind of cult of Heated Rivalry, they're looking for these kinds of, meanings behind things. Although Ilya Rosanov's number 81,
right,
that was intentional, and it because it looks like the word bi. 81 bi.
That's interesting.
And Rachel Reed did confirm that actually was intentional. Yeah.
Side note,
is
that Rachel Reed was who has been diagnosed with Parkinson's. Did you know that?
Yeah.
And the success of this show has actually made it possible for her to get proper treatment for that. So it's just like one of the many feel-good aspects of this show, because that is what, and I know we talked about this maybe when I don't know, we did kind of talk about the correlation that I felt between this show and Schitt's Creek.
Oh, yeah.
Just in terms of how they're such feel-good, and that seems like such a sloppy way of saying it, like, oh, it's such a feel-good show, but it just made me so happy. Both those shows make me so happy, and there's just not a lot of meanness in them. And the meanness, or what could be meanness, like, oh, these are 2 professional hockey players, like, oh, why are they gay or whatever, like that is just not really a part of the show. And I can't even describe how much I just felt like I was smiling the entire time I was watching this show.
Yeah.
And it just made me happy to see these people like being able to, like, the scene. Okay, what's your favorite scene in the movie, in the show?
Oh, there's so many. Okay, some of the scenes that really hit me. One was in the last episode when Shane came out to his mom and he was apologizing.
Yeah.
Just crushing.
I know.
And the way he executed that was just so beautiful.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that just like pulls at my heart just thinking about it.
And her too, saying, I'm sorry that you felt you couldn't tell me.
Yeah.
I thought that was beautiful. Yes.
One of my other favorite scenes was when Shane went to Ilya's house and he stayed over, and it was the first time that they had a sleepover, and that Ilya had asked him to stay over.
Yeah.
And
he freaks out.
Yeah, and then he freaks out, and he gets up and he's like, I'm really sorry. I have to go. I'm really sorry. Yeah. And the way Ilya looks at him is like, Shane. Or did he say Shane or did he say Hollander? Hollander. I think he said Hollander. Because did you notice that they created the story arc? They helped influence the story. What is the right word? I don't know how to describe this.
I don't know what you're trying to say. Just say what you're saying and then we'll see.
So they used each other's last names. Rosenoff, Hollander, Rosenoff, Hollander.
Right.
And then in the one episode where they were at the All-Star game, and it was a recreation of a scene from an earlier episode where Ilya's in bed and he says, goodbye, Hollander. And Shane says, goodbye, Rosenoff. And then on the All-Star game, Ilya says, goodbye, Shane. And Shane, yeah.
Right.
It's just so sweet. I just love it. It's just those little, they're not little, like they're obviously really intentional.
Yes.
But they're just so important to the viewer to see that relationship evolve and see how they let their guard down and be safe with one another.
Right.
You know? Oh, there's so many scenes in the show that I just absolutely loved. And as you can see, I'm getting teary-eyed. I'm getting teary-eyed just talking about them.
Okay, so two of my favorite scenes. Okay, the first one, the scene leading up to when Ilya says, I'm coming to the cottage.
Oh, yeah.
That whole part.
Oh.
And it wasn't even what was happening on the ice. It was watching Ilya and Shane's reactions as they're seeing, like, they're just watching a game.
Yeah.
And they're excited that, you know, they've won and everything. But then you can see them, like, their whole body language and their faces are so expressive in that moment of watching, like, who's he, what?
Yeah.
And then, like, oh my God, is he really going to do this? Like, I loved that scene so much.
Yeah.
And then, of course, the now infamous line, I'm coming to the cottage.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
I think everybody was probably jumping out of their seats screaming at that scene. And then what was the other one? Oh
Had you seen that scene online? Had you seen clips of that before you saw the show?
No.
You hadn't?
No.
So that was all brand new to you? Okay.
I didn't have any spoilers with this, which was also very good. I didn't follow anything on Instagram. So now my feed is almost like it's 90%.
Oh, yeah, mine too.
Heated Rivalry.
Yeah.
And I love these two guys too. Like watching them in interviews together is just so sweet. But I had no spoilers, so I was able to go into the show completely with a blank canvas. My second favorite scene is when Ilya is back in Russia. Dealing with his father's death.
Oh, yeah.
And they have that phone call, and he's like, English is too hard right now, right? And he says,
God.
well, why don't you tell me what you want to tell me? Just tell me in Russian.
Yeah. That was, God. I love that scene too.
What
so good.
A beautiful scene.
Yeah.
At first, he's just talking about what he's going through, and then he says, and I love you so much, like I can't even, and he had no idea what he was saying.
Yeah.
I don't know if that was in the books. You have read the books.
Yes.
So it was in the books.
It was. There was so much of the show that was taken directly from the book.
Which I really respect too, because
books.
Like when you have such good source material, you know, it's hard. I mean, 6 episodes, so you have a little bit of room for one book. Was it only the first book?
Okay, so the books that we're talking about are the Game Changers series by Rachel Reed, Canadian author. So Game Changer is the first of the series, and the Game Changer is about Kip and Scott. So what did you think about episode 3?
I loved it. I know it was an anomaly.
Because the first 2 episodes was all Shane and Ilya, and episode 3 they weren't even in it at all. Right. And so as you're watching it, like what were you thinking?
I think at first, like, eventually when I realized, I don't think they're going to cut to Shane and Ilya in this one, I think that's really interesting that they're showing that they're not the only gay people on the ice here, you know, and other people are dealing with it in their own ways. So I really liked that whole storyline.
And episode 5 wouldn't have made sense.
No, it wouldn't have.
So when you read the books, the first book, Game Changer, is about Kip and Scott. The second book is Heated Rivalry.
Okay.
In Heated Rivalry, that scene from episode 5 where Scott pulls Kip down or asks Kip to join him, that's taken right out of the book.
Okay.
But when you read Heated Rivalry, if you were just to read Heated Rivalry and not read Game Changer beforehand,
That's
it wouldn't have made
I
sense.
see. So there was some from that first book that was put into the second book.
So, yeah, basically, episode 3 is a very condensed version of the first book.
And I love that storyline. That's actually a really beautiful storyline.
Well, and I thought it was just so clever the way Jacob did that because talking about music, Jacob talked about how that song, the Wolf Parade song, I'll Believe in Anything, as being a favorite song of his, and he knew that it was going to be in the show somehow.
Right.
And that he secured the rights to it before the show even went into production because he had built so much around this song. So I don't know if you noticed, but in episode 3, when Scott was dancing with Kip's female friend at that gala, where she says to him, he deserves sunshine and so do you.
Yeah.
Well, if you listen to the lyrics of I'll Believe in Anything, give me your eyes, I need sunshine.
Right.
Right? And so he really built a lot around that song. And so he had to get the rights to that song. And it was a perfect song for that scene at the end of episode 5 because just the way the jarringness of the music and the intensity and how it just kind of built up and then the kiss on the ice. And it was just like, oh my God, he did such an amazing job of being inspired by this song and its intensity and the lyrics of it and creating a visual product that was so perfectly paired.
Yeah, it's a real art to find music and to create music that really suits and doesn't detract from what's happening on screen. And I have had, some experience working with editors and doing being in the editing room a little bit and kind of collaborating with composers on different things. Once for a very short promo video that I was producing for a conference that I was the programmer for. And I remember telling the composer at that time, I knew the feeling of what I wanted. I was like, I want something that is reminiscent of the Mad Men theme. That has that kind of intensity and that vibe, but obviously is not the Mad Men theme.
Right.
And then you work with these composers and they give you all these different options. And it's like, it's amazing to see how they can take those notes that you give them and take an inspirational piece of music and create from that something that gives you exactly what you want. So, but also there are lots of times when music doesn't it's so in the background that it doesn't have an impact one way or the other.
Yeah.
And in this show, I just feel like it was so spot on.
Yeah.
That and even musically, because I guess you didn't really see you weren't watching the
I wasn't
subtitles.
watching the subtitles, no.
But you still heard some of the lyrics.
Yeah.
Okay.
So finish your thought because I want to touch on that.
Well, what I'm saying is that it didn't, the music was so well selected, regardless of whether you were watching with the subtitles or not, it still had the impact.
Yeah.
And it still connected emotionally to what was happening on screen.
Right. So that's a really interesting point because I'll admit I've watched the series 4 times now.
Oh my God.
I'm just I love it so much.
Okay.
So I watched the first couple of episodes when they were released. I was keeping up with that. But then I got the Heated Rivalry book for Christmas. So I read that, but then I ordered all the other books. So then I started from the beginning and I went through all of the books.
Okay.
I don't know why I shared all that with you. The thing with the music, and this is again something that I think is really clever about the way these, film and television professionals created this show. You said that music, you don't want it to detract from or distract you from what's going on. And that's the thing that I found really powerful about the music. There were parts of the show where the music contributed to what you were seeing.
Right.
But it wasn't like the music was it took your attention away from what you were seeing. It was a part of what you were seeing.
It heightens.
It heightens it, yes,
Yeah.
which is really, I guess, what the point of having music is a part of. But the other thing that I noticed, because the Spotify has a Heated Rivalry playlist. It's like 4.5 hours.
Crazy.
And all of Peter Peters' original compositions are part of that playlist.
All of his original compositions for the show or
For the show.
in general? Okay.
For the show. Like it's
Right.
all Heated Rivalry music. So it's all the music from the show. And there's something like 34 tracks of Peter Peters. And when some of those tracks came on, I was having it's like sometimes the memory was very clear. It's like, oh, I remember this part of the show. And sometimes it was a feeling. I was remembering a feeling as I was watching the show, but I couldn't figure out exactly where in the show it was. And I'm like, that is so powerful. Like, it's amazing because I can remember watching the show and the music and what I was seeing, and I was feeling that thing. But then I was out walking the dog and listening to this playlist, and I was having that same feeling come up.
That's really good music, right? Like that's what this whole podcast is about anyways, is just the impact of music and how hearing something can really take you back to a moment in time or a place or a memory. The music in this, I felt like also some of the composition, it felt like a heartbeat quickening pace too. Which I don't think I noticed that when I was watching it. But when I was listening to this soundtrack, I was like, oh, that sounds like a heartbeat. And it sounds like it's getting like quicker and quicker. Like when you're, kissing somebody or about to kiss somebody or about, how your heartbeat quickens. And I just thought that too was such a, I don't know it's just so cool how it reflects what your body is going through.
Well, did you look at the names of the songs of these compositions? Because there's like 3 or 4 of them that are actually called Heartbeat.
Oh.
Heartbeat 1, Heartbeat 2, Heartbeat 3.
Well, then there you go.
Yeah,
I'm right on the nose.
You are right on the nose.
I guess I should have done a little more research, but I didn't need to.
No, you didn't need to. So I want to read this little bit from an article that I read.
Okay.
Brianna Alrish, a Rolling Stone article called "That Horny Era-Appropriate Soundtrack Was Pivotal to Heated Rivalry." The creator said, so Jacob Tierney, music is so important to me. Wolf Parade's 2005 track, I'll Believe in Anything, was so built into the show, I wanted to clear it before we even started filming. That's kind of an indicator of how music is crucial to the way I like to tell stories. So, going back to what I was saying earlier, he's confirmed that music was integral to his whole creative process. He refers to this song, but then, listening to Peter Peters, whatever that album is that I should have wrote down, was what he was listening to when he was writing the show. And then in another article by Nico Stratus from The Walrus, the article is called "The Queer History Behind Heated Rivalry Soundtrack." I'll Believe in Anything is an angular, propulsive, and beautiful song exploring the fearful yearning of weary hearts. When Wolf Parade's Spencer Krug sings "Give Me Your Eyes, I Need Sunshine," his voice all frantic and desperate, you can almost taste the sweat on Hunter's forehead and feel the heat despite the ice of it all. An expertly dropped needle in a show that has been rightfully showered with rapturous praise for a great many things, not the least of which is the soundtrack.
Yeah.
And so there's endless articles talking about it, but I thought these 2 quotes were kind of interesting. And that, of course, they speak to this song, but they're kind of framing what we're talking about how important music is in creating that sense of feeling and giving the audience member and the viewer something more than just the visual.
Right. And you have to be a real music lover to be able to make the music in your show have that kind of impact. Like there's gazillion shows on TV and movies, right? And not all of them have that impact.
Yeah.
Look at, for example, Wicked Part 2. That is a musical, but it just didn't hit.
Oh, okay.
It didn't hit the nerve that the first movie did. Completely different because that's a musical and it's all about the music. But in terms of like finding songs that suit your story is a real art.
Yeah,
and you have to be a real music lover. And when I say music lover, I don't mean just like a pop music lover or a jazz music lover. You have to love music from all around the world, from different languages, because there are, Franco-Canadian songs on here. There are some Russian songs. Like there's a plethora of musical styles in this show. And there are only a few filmmakers who really have that kind of gift. And I know when Guardians of the Galaxy, for example, came out, like people talked a lot about the music that was chosen for that.
Yeah.
And it really does suit so well the main character in that movie. So it's amazing when somebody has that ear.
Yeah.
Because as you see, like it just heightens, it takes that storytelling to a completely different level. It's so fun to watch.
Yeah. So I have this other part of the show that I wanted to talk about with the music and the visuals as well.
Yeah. Is it the fucking?
No.
Oh, okay.
But okay. Well, first of all, when the show first came out,
yeah. Oh, okay.
Those first 2 episodes, I was like,
boy.
How
the
is
first
this
15 minutes?
like, how is this on television?
Yeah.
It was without actually showing the act. They showed a lot. Like you didn't have to.
You didn't have to imagine much.
Yeah,
No.
like it was there. But the scene I was going to talk about was I think it was episode 4.
Okay.
At the end in the club.
Right.
All the things she said, running through my head. Do you remember that part?
I don't remember the exact reference. I remember the song, but I don't remember exactly because I've only seen the show once.
Okay.
Not 4 times.
It's such an intense scene. It was the end of the episode.
Is that where he's with, they're both with their girls, sort of?
Yes. So Shane he meets
Yeah.
his girlfriend, the movie star, at the club. And then Elia is in the hotel and he's pissed off because he keeps seeing Shane and his girlfriend, his movie star girlfriend.
Yeah.
He's like, we need to go out. They end up at the same club.
Right.
But if you notice, and if you think about the song, all the things she said, running through, and then this is not enough.
Yeah.
If you watch that episode again and watch the timing of the lyrics and the scenes that are being played, they time things in a really interesting way where the lyrics totally match what's happening on screen when they see each other. And if you notice, Shane and his girlfriend are dancing to the original version. And then when it shifts to Elia's perspective, it goes into the remix version, the more dancey version.
Yeah.
And so again, an interesting trick in the way that the creator has used this song that speaks very much to this dynamic between these 2 people. This is not enough.
Right.
And then uses that switch between the 2 songs to also have the viewer see the change in perspective as well. You'll have to watch it again.
Okay, yeah, I will.
It's so powerful. It's like, oh my God, this is so good.
Because also, now, I don't really remember when things happened in relation to each other.
Okay.
So, for example, when you were talking about that scene, I was thinking about another thing I loved about the show and what I was trying to say at the beginning about how it just made me feel so much love. Like, it just made me smile. And it kind of... It shows the best of humanity in so many ways, is that both of these girls could have been bitches. They could have been portrayed as how dare you fucking use me as your,
beard.
This. But they were both so kind. Actually, all the female friends in this show.
Yeah.
Very kind, very caring, very supportive.
Yeah.
And I loved the depiction of all the women in this show, as well as, obviously, they were secondary characters. But I just really appreciated, and I shouldn't say in the show, I should say in the books, because it came from the author, I'm sure, right? Or I guess you would know better.
Yeah.
And I...
Svetlana is actually quite different in Heated Rivalry than...
Oh.
Yeah.
How so?
Well, she looks very different, but there's 2 different women, I think, that have been
combined
for the TV character.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know what
Sorry.
else. No, I don't know what else I was saying about that. Just
So, okay, I thought you were going to talk about this scene at the top of episode 5 where Shane
and his girlfriend have that.
the restaurant conversation.
Yes. Okay. So I was thinking about that, but I was also thinking about Ilya and Svetlana when like she talks to him in several instances because she knows
something's going on with this Lily.
But I think she also knows him.
Yeah.
She knows that, you know, and she says like it's not the same as it is with Lily, is it?
Yeah.
But it doesn't matter. It doesn't change her love for him. And so the lyrics of This Is Not Enough and all the things she said running through my head, I was trying to remember if that was before the restaurant scene or after, but it was before.
Yeah, it was before.
Right? But just an interesting still juxtaposition of the lyrics with all the things these girls have said running through their heads, you know?
Well, did you notice also when Svetlana said to Ilya, said something like, she was saying something to him and it seems something like, it seems different with Jane, and I hope he knows how lucky and I hope Jane knows how lucky he is.
Okay.
She didn't say she.
Right. Yes.
I hope Jane knows how lucky he is.
I do remember that.
And it was like, oh my God, again, one of those moments where you're like, this is so well written. Like it's just so well written. I can't remember if that came out of the book or not. I should go and take a look and see. But again, those sorts of moments in the show were just so perfect.
Yeah.
There is some stuff written about the women in the show, like the female characters in the show, and how for secondary characters, they're so important to the actual story itself because they're showing the kind of strength that women have. And that I can't remember all the language, but it was just I thought it was a really interesting take.
Well, there's that old saying, behind every great man is a great woman, like, you know, so, and all of the characters in this, except I guess for Kip, that he doesn't really have a friend character.
Oh, Kip? Yeah, he does.
Wait.
Scott.
So except for Scott, Scott doesn't really have a supporting kind of friend character, but the other characters do. And all of those women are so important to how those characters evolve and just for them to have an outlet for their emotions and where to go with all this unrequited pent up stuff.
I love the friend that works with Kip at the Strawberry.
So funny.
Girl. Girl.
So, what are your intentions with my Kip?
That was a different girl. That wasn't the one from the shop. That was his. No, that's his other girlfriend. There are two.
More than one?
Yeah, there's two different women.
I don't think that's right.
It's true. Yeah. The one who goes to the gala and dances with Scott, that's a different character and a different woman than the one from the smoothie shop. Yeah. Girl. I loved those.
Oh my God.
Okay.
I want to say one thing about the impact that the show has had on the music now. Because we've talked about the impact the music has had on the show.
Yeah.
Because the show has become such a huge success and because the music was so integral to the actual storytelling, it's so cool to see how the musicians, like the songs that were included, how those musicians have seen such an uptick in streams of their music.
Oh my God, yeah.
It's been incredible. So I just saw some stats.
Okay.
Some, according to Spotify Canada, some tracks featured in the series saw their number of plays increase by thousands or even tens of thousands of percentages. So artists like Fife and Wolf Parade recorded spikes of like 1,500% and 2,600% respectively. It's just crazy. And then there was one song specifically, they said the song Bonnie by Absolute Treat. So it was in episode 5. And it skyrocketed on Spotify, boosting their monthly listeners from around 1,000 to nearly 230,000.
Yeah.
So it's actually giving all these incredible artists, indie artists, and a lot of them Canadian and Francophone artists, a huge platform.
No, it's amazing.
It's like the love just keeps giving.
Yeah.
See, when there's love in the world, all it does is just multiply.
That's right.
And we need more of that. For fuck's sakes.
What was Bad Bunny's big message on
Yes, love is more powerful than hate. Yeah. Or the only thing more powerful than hate is love. Something like that.
Yeah. It's true. There's another Walrus article, and it's called "Just How Big is Heated Rivalry?" Really big. The numbers behind the smash hit are incredible and growing every day. And this article came out February 13th.
Okay, so just 2 days ago.
2 days ago.
Right.
So 324 million HBO streaming minutes by the time season 1 finale aired in December.
Wow. It has become the most successful original series from Crave.
I'm not surprised. 39 million streams of Wolf Parade's I'll Believe in Anything on Spotify.
Okay.
3.2 million people followed Hudson Williams on Instagram, and 3.2 million following Connor Story.
I kind of love that it's just been equal.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
They're so cute together.
I know. They are. Did you see that Hudson Williams posted something to his girlfriend on Instagram yesterday?
I think so. Yeah. They showed some photos. Yeah.
What did you think about that?
I guess I was surprised he has a girlfriend, maybe.
Yeah?
Yeah. What else is there to say about that?
I don't know. I'm kind of like, I'm torn a little bit because he's so good as this gay hockey player.
Right. Did you want him to be gay in real life?
Well, it's so convincing.
Well, yes.
So it's a bit kind of like the illusion, even though you know that this is an actor playing a character, that illusion is shattered with the reality.
True.
Right? But there's actors that play superheroes are not superheroes. So you don't get the same.
Thor is not really the god of lightning?
So it's kind of funny though, right? Like it's a
God
weird.
of thunder. Sorry, I have to correct myself to all the Marvel fans. God of Thunder, I know that.
Weird juxtaposition, right?
Yeah, and I don't really care. Like, it doesn't matter to me if they're gay or straight or whatever their sexuality is. But I think, I was kind of like, oh, huh. But
the kids are all bi these days anyway, so whatever.
I know. Anything goes, and that's kind of great too. Like, just no judgment, man.
Okay, back to my stats. So 21 named characters played by Canadian actors in the show. A relatively low-budget queer hockey romance filmed across Southern Ontario and Quebec. It's nothing if not Canadian.
Right.
And it's led by Canadian talent, off-screen and on, with a few notable exceptions like Texas-raised Connor Story.
Right. It's very weird watching him in interviews because his voice is so different. His whole persona is so different. I'm like, what? That's how you sound? Like the timbre of his voice is different. And of course, he doesn't have a Russian accent, but he is a very convincing and imposing and hot Russian.
There's a lot of things that I read online where Russians were saying his Russian is exceptional.
Yeah.
And he only started with the lessons like a couple of months or a couple of weeks before or something.
Time.
Yeah.
I read or I saw an interview where he was saying that the scene where they're at the dinner after his father's funeral, there was a woman at that table who started speaking to him in Russian because she thought he was Russian.
Oh, wow.
Because all those people were actually Russian speakers.
Right.
Yeah, he did an amazing job with that.
Yeah.
And if you have you seen any of the clips of them two together where Hudson is doing a Russian accent?
Yes, yeah.
It's so funny. They're so adorable. I just love the camaraderie between them. They're so open about their love and affection for each other.
Yeah.
It's really cool.
All right. Well, we should probably wrap this up because I honestly, I could sit and talk about this show for another couple of hours.
Yes.
I love this show so much.
Well, maybe we can talk about it again next year after season 2 comes out.
Yes. Okay.
And the good news, I just want to say again, just praising Jacob Tierney, is that lots of people want to do cameos. Lots of people want to give music. You know, big names are now approaching him. And he's like, this is a Canadian show.
Yeah.
And it will continue to be a Canadian show. And I just applaud him so much because so many people are so quick to just take the paycheck and, you know, say, yeah, sure, we'll take, it'll be so cool to have, I don't know, Lady Gaga or Bruno Mars do a, but he is sticking to his belief in Canadian talent. And why not? This show has become a huge success with all Canadian talent. So a huge applause to Jacob and the entire team.
Yeah.
And of course to Rachel Reed for creating these incredible characters.
And your friend Jenny, she was the casting director.
Yes, Sarah Kay and Jenny Lewis were the casting directors, which is amazing. Yeah. I got to interview Sophie Nélisse, who plays Hudson's girlfriend. Hudson's girlfriend.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, I got to interview her at Cannes Film Festival several years ago, maybe about 8 or 9 years ago. And I was like, she's going to be a star this one. Huh. And she's also in Yellow Jackets.
Oh,
she's one of the lead characters in Yellow Jackets. So, yeah, it's just really lovely to see people like her because she's so sweet in person, too. Mm-hmm. It's nice to see them. Nice. I don't know. It's nice to see nice people succeed.
Yeah.
Good Canadian folks.
Yeah. All right. Well, little listeners, thank you so much for tuning into this episode. Obviously, something that we still have a lot more to talk about. Yeah. We both big fans of Heated Rivalry. Mm-hmm. Did you watch Heated Rivalry? Did you like Heated Rivalry?
Can you say Heated Rivalry correctly?
Am I saying it wrong?
You have never said it correctly.
Heated Rivalry?
Okay. Say the second word again.
Heated Rivalry.
Just
Rivalry?
There is an R in there.
Rivalry.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes, that's better.
All right, little listeners, thanks for tuning in
Rivalry?
to Rivalry. Life is in the lyrics. And follow, share, and all that fun stuff.
Yeah.
And we'll see you next Wednesday.
Sharing is caring, folks.
All the things you said, all the things you said, running through my head, running through my head, running through my head.